Hey, what's up? Davinci Neptune here. In this video, we're going to be talking about don't listen to their words. Instead, listen to how they respond or listen to what works. A lot of people, they yip yap, talk a lot of smack, talk a lot of crap, blah, blah, blah. But when you encounter them in the reality of who they really are, you'll see that their words don't really mean anything. Their words are simply who they want to portray themselves as, or who they wish they were. Okay, so just let that land for a second. Sometimes when people talk and give their opinions, they're talking a little over their current level. They're not currently there yet, but they're trying to talk as if that's them. They're trying to portray themselves as this holy light or this variation of perfection. And I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. I'm not even saying that's a wrong thing. Okay, you got to choose the way you want to portray yourself. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. Whatever. I'm not against it, but my point in this video is that you, a therapist, you a change agent, you a seducer, you a persuader, etc. Fill in the blanks. You're trying to figure out like, well, what can I do to change the people around me? What can I do to help the people in my life, right? So you need to tune in into what is actually working. There are things that feel good. They feel good. Oh man, good job. Keep up the good work. Does it work? Maybe. Maybe for that person they need validation. Maybe for that person they need encouragement and confirmation. So this also ties into be adaptable. Go check out that video, Be Adaptable, if you want more information on how to be adaptable. So sometimes anger fuels people, and maybe you got to taunt someone to get them moving. I don't recommend this. I'm just informing. Okay, this is for the purpose of entertainment. Sometimes you got to get someone angry so they step up and man up or woman up or whatever it is. You trigger them, they get upset, yada yada yada. I've been triggered multiple times in my life, and these triggers have been a motivation source that fueled me into taking action so I can alleviate the pain and then turn into a positive outcome. For sure. So sometimes the person is very logical and you want to give them a logical answer. Don't be, colorful or whatever. Just give them the technical details. Hey, I need some help on how to do XYZ. Just give them the logical answer. Oh, hey, you just put the hole here and then everything all connects and blah, 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 right? Just give them the logical answer. For more on this, watch my video on how to be adaptable. The point that I'm trying to make is that everyone has a certain style or preference that makes up their communication style. Things that are effective for them. So if you want to talk to me and you talk to your dad a certain way, but you talk to me that way, maybe I don't like the way you talk to your dad. So I'm gonna get mad, I'm gonna get offended. Or who knows, maybe the way you talk to your father, maybe you do it to me and I'm like, oh man, I love this guy. Who is this guy? But the point I'm trying to make is that we are all similar, yes, but we're also very different with certain details. Okay, so on a thematic level, we can say that there's 12 different classes, like an RPG game. The fighter class, this class, and you can pretty much clump them up. These people like to be spoken to a certain way. But if we're talking about individuals, you really only need to tune into this person's character, this person's ID. Who do they self-identify as? This is what you need to tune into. And when you tune into this, you can best communicate in a way that's effective to that particular person. I'm not saying everyone. I am not saying this method is 100%. It's 100% effective if you talk to the person in the way that they feel comfortable. First, you got to build rapport. You have to build comfort. Two, the communication style. It's got to match. If your communication style doesn't match the person who you're speaking to, it won't be effective. This is why learning is so difficult. Because when we're learning something new, it's taking brain power. We have to learn new information. So essentially, we're absorbing new data and new information. And there is a dissonance because, well, this new information, I don't have it in my brain yet. So how could I possibly learn it? You can make connections to old information, to old data. You can try to bridge the gap, you can just try to absorb it. But learning information is very difficult for the simple fact that it's new information. It's much easier if you work with the style that's already pre-existing in that person. Don't try to change them. Don't try to be overly creative. Don't try to do too much. Okay? A lot of people try to be too creative and it doesn't work very well because they're trying to force their model onto someone who either gets it or doesn't get it. But if you can explain your answer, your logic to that specific person in a way that changes them, that influences them, that moves them, that inspires them, that empowers them, this will guarantee that you are much more successful. The only time this won't be successful is if you trigger a creepy response, which is like, ill. This is a little too creepy. This is a little too weird. It's like you're invading my personal privacy. You're invading my personal space. So if you trigger that response, you gotta tone it down a little bit. Maybe the person is very intellectual, so you have to be more, make it less obvious and more subtle. Point is, if you change your communication style, you can keep the same meaning, change the style of the language that's being said to that specific person, and that specific person will have a better job of understanding you, learning whatever it is that you're trying to say, applying whatever it is you're trying to say, and in summary, it'll just be more effective. Thank you for watching. If you got any more questions or comments or anything at all, feel free to drop it down below. And thank you for watching. Also, for the best tips and strategies, check me out on prosperityLifeHacks.com.